Hello, my name is Miles, and welcome to Peak. It's our end of year video. This is a tradition we started last year. We were playing Power Wash Simulator. There was technically a second one that we could have played this year, and I did play it, and I did finish it. But honestly, Peak is the game that I played the most this year. I mean, well, technically second most. My most played game was 2 Point Museum, but that doesn't seem fun for a playthrough on the channel. So we're doing Peak. We're going to do Peak, and we're going to be talking about all the games that we played this year. I've put together some notes that, for half of them, I wrote while we were playing, and half I came up with now, so some of it might be more relevant than others. But Peak. Let's talk about Peak first. In case you haven't heard of it, it's a multiplayer game that we're playing single player. Oops, I think I hit my mic. It's a multiplayer game we're playing single player. And it's just about climbing a big old mountain with friends. It's a pretty chill and scary time. Not scary. You just don't want to fall. We're just hanging out in the airport first. Little lobby where you gather. And let's head out. We're going to be playing on the easy difficulty here because if I'm going to talk about other games we've played and play this at the exact same time, I'm going to do it on easy. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this game other than there's a mountain, you are a mountain climber, get to the top. Oops, our plane has gone missing. I love the little loading screen that they have. It sort of introduces the premise. And here we are. We're also playing at Christmas time, which would explain... Oh wow, no wonder we crashed. We must have hit this tree. It's just right in the middle of the site. We're playing at Christmas time, so all the maps are going to be snowy. Or almost all the maps are going to be snowy. And all the Christmas decorations at the airport. So a quick rundown of, like, the mechanics. There's big luggages. There's going to be luggages crashed all over the place, and those have items for us. Ooh, a sports drink. I'll give us some extra stamina. Bandages for healing. We got the bugle in case we want to annoy our friends. Very good. A compass that just sort of points toward the mountain. I don't think this serves a purpose. Flare to signal when we're at the top, but there's flares at the top on this difficulty, so we don't need those. We got a backpack for holding our things. One more luggage. Sure. Day one. Normally I can climb this thing solo in about an hour, but I think I'm going to be taking my time today. Oh, and our most important thing, we got Bing Bong, dressed up for Christmas. He's our little stuffed toy, and potentially crashed the plane. Did you crash the plane, Bing Bong? Yes. Yeah, he crashed the plane. Come on, Bing Bong, we're getting off this island. Can also cook our supplies. Yes, it's a bottle of water. You can cook it. And our bandages, they don't burn. It just makes them a little more effective when we try to climb. We got a stamina bar at the bottom left. The brown is our weight of the items we're carrying, and yellow is hunger. So we don't want to take too long or else we'll starve. If the whole bar at the bottom fills up with not stamina, we will fall unconscious. Oh, that's a very good get, actually. Some balloons. Those actually decrease the weight of the backpack. So now we don't have any brown on our bar. Let's eat a berry to get going. And yeah, I'll talk about the game as we go, but we got a list of, oh, how many games? 12 games or something that we played this year? We played a lot of stuff. I think we technically played just as much as we did last year, but last year started partway through. I think. I can't remember. But our first game, we actually talked a bit about last year as well, which is the LEGO Horizons game. Boy, that was such a long time ago. Alright, what do my notes say about this? I said cool design for replayability. So, I kind of enjoyed the game. I kind of wish it was more like the other sort of LEGO games. That just sort of have like their linear sort of storytelling levels on them. But this one, the way it seems like they designed the game for the end game. which is that all the levels are sort of interchangeable and no, like, specific story beats happen in them, except for, like, the end bosses, or maybe, like, some arenas at the end of levels. But for the most part, it's all pretty interchangeable, and once you actually start playing the end game, it becomes even more obvious. I did keep playing the game after we finished our playthrough, and it basically just, you choose which world you want to play through, and it just grabs a random selection of levels from that world. Ooh, let's see. Could use some food. And lollipops are interesting. They give you, like, infinite stamina for a little bit, but then you get really sleepy when you're done. Just gonna leave that behind, though. So, because it seems like they designed all the levels for this end game, none of the levels are particularly interesting, because they all sort of have to flow together in a random order. You could literally just shuffle the game. Oopsies. Oh boy, this is going to happen a lot, isn't it? Where I'm just not going to pay enough attention. Oh god, I slipped on it again. Jellyfish is poisonous. Don't step on the jellyfish. Because the levels, what happens in the levels doesn't matter all that much, they can all just be shuffled into a random order, which means that none of them are really memorable, and the entire game just ends up kind of being forgettable, which, that kind of sucks. I mean, I guess in a way you could say that about the other LEGO games. Could you? No, I don't think I will, actually. They follow the stories of the movies. Well, this game mostly just created its own story, which you think would make it sort of a more interesting game, but they're kind of retelling the first one, but meh. I really don't remember what I said about the game in last year's video, so I guess I won't dwell on this game for too long. Other than to say it is, my last note here is, it is the best looking LEGO game there's ever been. And it absolutely is. Let's see what we got here. We got a balloon, just attach that to ourselves. Fortified milk, which gives us a shield from damage for a little bit. And it'll just chew on this granola bar. Get a little bit of extra stamina at the bottom there. And this balloon that we have, which I think makes it a little easier to climb. I don't know what they do once you attach them to yourself, but it seems to be useful. Let's see, where are we going? But yeah, by far, best looking LEGO game, simply because everything in it is made out of LEGO. Whereas most of them have, like, the important stuff made out of LEGO. Oh, this does not look like a way to go, actually. Let's find a different path. Uh-oh. Grab the wall. I've played this game solo a lot. Hopefully I don't die. That would be embarrassing. There's no easy way down. Here we go. So yes, best looking LEGO game. Hopefully... Well, I guess this was technically a different team for the normal team that makes the LEGO games, so hopefully they steal all of their ideas for making a good-looking LEGO game, because holy crap. And also I want more LEGO Horizon sets. This is not a way either. There's no way to up this mountain, it seems. Did I pick a hard day to play? I didn't mention this, but the mountain is randomly generated every single day. They've got predetermined biomes, but like what's in the actual biome changes every single day. So it's something new every single day, which is why I play it so much. But let's move on to the next game that we played this year, which is one that I, like, leading up to this video when I was, like, planning it, I always thought, like, did I play Immortals of Aveum this year, or was that last year? Because I really want to talk about Immortals of Aveum again. And I did play it this year. It feels like I played it so long ago, but, I mean, I guess I did. It was, like, the beginning of the year. Ooh, mushrooms. You can tell these are good because they have the cross on the top. I mean, I kind of want to say Immortals of Aveum was the best thing I played this year, but the rest of the list is filled with some real bangers. So, Immortals of Aveum is the best game I played this year that didn't come out this year. I was a little bit late to the party, but it was worth it. I think we're out of room, so I'm just gonna eat this. Get the free stamina. So I was kind of going into it, kind of hoping for like an interesting magic spellcasting system. I think I mentioned this in my original review. There's the game Magica, from, well, even further back, where you essentially create your own spells using different modifiers. Transistor also did something similar to this, where you would like use different codes and programs to make new abilities for yourself. So I was kind of hoping it was something like that, but it wasn't. It was just normal guns, except magical. Where am I going? So I was maybe a little disappointed on that front, but they do overwhelm me with just so many options of spells, or different gun types, that I guess it kind of doesn't matter. Like each magic school had like 3 different gun types, and even within those gun types they had different variations. Okay, for the first biome, this one is particularly difficult. Oopsies. I think we're going this way. But none of that disappointment matters for Immortals of Aveum, because that story was freaking incredible. Ooh, cookies. It's probably better than something I have. We already got bandages. Cookies. I mean, I was watching the trailers for Immortal of Aveum, and I thought, yeah, this looks like just a fun, stupid first-person shooter with magic as its gimmick. Whatever. It'll be something stupid and fun to play on the channel. And then it was like one of the smartest games I've played. Just all of its commentary on like inequality, and I mean just so like the way that they use magic in that game, it's a stand-in for like whatever issue you want to talk about. Is it a nuclear weapon? Is it like a global warming catastrophe? Sorry, climate change catastrophe? Is it a metaphor for just war, which it is for a lot of it? And it kind of, like, the game never feels explicitly about any one of those topics, but it, like, sort of touches on each of them in an interesting way, without, like, becoming too preachy or anything. Well, maybe Kenzie gets a little preachy, but she's allowed. She's the only, like, communist standing in that game. Sorry, magic communist. But yeah, there was still so much potential in that game. Not like the potential of that game itself. Like, I think it did everything that it needed to do, but it just has like enough hooks and enough ideas in it to keep carrying forward to more games. And there's currently no signs of another game coming, so I hope I get proven wrong, because I would love to play a sequel. Where, oh my god, I'm trying to remember any of the character names. Who's our mentor figure? Our main boss? I can't remember her name. But she would absolutely be the main villain in like a second game. Trying to conclude the war that's going on between the different factions. 'Cause she wants to keep the war going. Although I will say that the writers are cowards for not killing the main character at the end. Just bringing him back at the last second, like, oh, the whatever it is, spit him out at the end, like, nah, just kill him. Not because I dislike him or anything, but I don't know, I like the idea of just, maybe I just like sad story endings, I don't know. But also it definitely could be a hook, like a secret twist in a future game where it turns out he survived and has become like one of the most powerful triarchs. Or something like that. But alas, he survived. But would he be the main character in a second game? That's always a story thing that games need to figure out when they make their characters super powerful. Is how do you make them weak again at the beginning of the next game? I know God of War did it. Oop, there's the top. Bonfire, smoke at the top of the peak. I can't believe we're almost done the game. And I've barely started talking about all the things we're going to talk about. But yeah, Immortals of Aveum. Just one of the coolest games I've played. I want a sequel so bad, but I don't think we'll get one. But I'm just going to keep saying that we probably won't get one, so when it finally gets announced, I'll be so excited. God, what else did I have in my notes? Yeah, my last note is big shame we probably won't see a sequel, yeah. Alright, after Immortals of Aveum, we did a total tone shift and went to the Plucky Squire. Which kind of seems like what a new Mario or Paper Mario game would be. Here, let's settle things at the top here. Another granola bar. Campfire at the top of the peak. See, what I loved about this game is that I got it like pretty much as soon as it came out, so I didn't have like anything spoiled for it. So I got to the top here. It was, when I was first playing it was kind of a struggle. And we got here, so happy to be here. Light the campfire to signal that we made it. Yes. Tropics. Oh god. Are you kidding me? More mountain. Ooh, and this is a cool one. It's got like these big pillars climbing it with big old trees. I don't know what the roots are doing in this tree. Are they really going all the way down? Maybe that's what these giant vines are. So they updated this game so that the first biome that we were in the shore is always the same. Well, there's like slight modifiers on it. But this one is either this tropics, which is kind of a jungle, or roots, which is like a big redwood forest with like mushrooms and stuff. I was kind of hoping we would get that one today. It's my favorite. But this is still fun. Actually, we shouldn't waste our campfire. Cook things to make them more powerful. Like these cookies. I talk too much. Oops. Let's munch that because it's not coming with us. But also, if you're playing with friends, and if they happen to die on the way up, they fall because you didn't help them, there's this ancient statue which will resurrect everybody. Or if everyone survives, you get a magic item. This cure-all. Which, I mean, does what it says. It completely cures you. So we're keeping it. Green crisp berries will poison you, so they're trash. Unless you cook them. They're good if you cook them. And also marshmallows on a stick. But we wasted our campfire, so we don't get them. Yellow crisp berries cure your hunger and give you more stamina. Very fun. Oh man, how are we going to climb this one? Kind of looks like there's a route up here. And then just a big gap. This might be a way, but it's hard to tell. There's also those over there. I don't know. We'll just sort of vibe our way up the mountain. I normally don't plan that much. Grab this vine. Tarzan it a little. Oh, right, it rains. I didn't mention the rain. Yeah, on this particular biome, it'll rain every so often. And just like Breath of the Wild, it is harder to climb in the rain. Oh, come on, grab it. Perfect. What is that sitting in the middle? Oh, is this the apple I threw? Yeah. Swear I saw a chest down here. Anyway, Plucky Squire. That was another one that was pretty cool. It was a cute little game. I kind of wish it did more with its premise. Here we go. This is a special chest, the Ancient Luggage. You gotta take a bit of damage in order to open it. Ow. Ooh, the Book of Bones. Okay. I would sometimes consider taking this. It basically turns you into a skeleton. Which means you don't get hungry anymore, you don't get cold, you don't get hot. But fall damage is like multiplied by 8, and you will die instantly, so I think for this playthrough, we're going to leave that behind. Simply because I don't want to accidentally end the playthrough very suddenly. Which has happened before. It was maddening. Oh, thank God, some healing. There we go. You can also use those items on your friends if they get damaged. Which is part of the multiplayer part of it. Anyway, Plucky Squire. I liked the ideas that they had with like all the mechanics related to the book. Like you can like drop bombs in, you can like hold things still, folding the pages together to make things happen. But it kind of feels like they didn't fully explore the concept. Hey, we got a magic bean. And just like the name implies... I mean, the name doesn't imply. But as the fairy tale would imply... go there. Magic beanstalk. You can either climb it vertically or kind of make yourself a little bridge. I've gone for bridge. We're still pretty low, so it wasn't that useful, and I don't have any room in my bags, and I'm not giving up Bing Bong.
I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, with all the mechanics in the Plucky Squire, it feels like they didn't fully explore them the way that a Paper Mario game would. It just feels like they did, like, all the basic surface level ideas that you could do with those mechanics and never really found a way to fully utilize them. Like, I don't think any of the boss fights really used it. I forget if I complained about this in my review, but the final boss fight in the game was kind of underwhelming. It was just a compilation of all the mini-games you had played earlier, none of which have anything to do with any of the mechanics that you have gained. So, I don't know, it just felt like a waste of the concept. And like the final boss was just like a first-person shooter for some reason. It was a weird choice. In an otherwise kind of cute game, it was funnier than I thought it would be. For a kid, I mean, it is ultimately a kid's game, so I didn't expect it to be too challenging. But Paper Mario is a kid's game too, and they get more challenging than that, so I'm not going to defend that. I don't think that's a very good defense. How are we getting up here? I'm trying to see if these vines go anywhere good. Like, maybe up here? Which vine am I on? Not the one I want to be on. Oh well. Guess we'll just hope for the best. This seems like a bad idea. Oh, we're gonna eat into our good stamina. Oh! Okay, I think we can stand here. Oh god, don't rain. Okay, oh man. Is there anything around here? These are poison. Could try to get over there on this vine. Once it stops raining. There's really no way up. Yeah, that made no difference. Oh, maybe I could get up there. Let's try it. Let's see, what else did I say about Plucky Squire? Yeah, I pretty much said it all. Like, the boss fight minigames being unrelated to the main mechanics. This seems like a bad idea. Let's go back down. Okay, get some stamina back. Okay, maybe through here. Go back down. Yeah, I guess there's not a whole lot to say about Plucky Squire. The presentation for it was pretty great. It's unfortunate that half of the game is spent outside of the book, which feels like it goes against the core mechanics. Like maybe if you interacted with the book in the outside worlds a little bit more. Like, I don't know, off the top of my head, maybe you like push the book around the real world and then you hop into the book and then out on the other side of a book, and maybe you could use that to like pass under walls or something. Just eat these roots. a little hungry. We'd also heal damage, but we're not damaged right now. We're just hungry. I don't know. Ultimately, cute game. Wish it did more. What do we play after that? Oh. See, I don't want to talk about this one too much because... After that, we played Röki. Which, if you don't remember that one, I don't blame you because not a lot of people watched that one. And also, I kind of don't blame them. Where are we going? I don't think this is... Okay, well, we found our way to this box. Could really use an item that would help us climb. Okay. Just get the stamina. Alright, let's go to this side of the mountain. Maybe it's better. Ugh, not by much. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about Röki, because I don't have a lot of pleasant things to say about it. The story is fine. The characters are kind of boring. I kind of liked the ending to it, but the game doesn't really do very much to earn the ending that it has. It just becomes very emotional. And there's like all these parallels between like... what was the main character's name? My brain is saying Hilda, but that's the main character in Asterigos right now. Have we played as two Hildas this year? Ooh, that looks like a way. But yeah, story, okay. Puzzles, fine. I guess I kind of learned my lesson that a point-and-click adventure game like that doesn't make for a great playthrough. So don't expect to see anything like that on the channel again. Ooh, we're getting a little too close to the edge of the map. It's getting foggy. And we are still not that high up. Normally all these vines are a bit more useful, but... alas. Also, the items we're finding are not great either. Okay. Okay, wait for the rain. What else did I write about Röki? Yeah, flat characters, unearned moments. There's a lot of parallels between, like, the parents' stories that just kind of don't connect in a way that's interesting. Yeah. It's the game I've thought about the least this year, unfortunately. And, like, a big reason why I wanted to play it is that it kind of seemed like it was going to explore, like, Nordic folklore in an interesting way. And it did, but it didn't make any of it like an educational moment. Like it just presents it all, but it doesn't really talk about any of it the way that like a different game would. One of the games later on in our list does it a bit more than that, and we'll get there eventually. Okay, I think we finally found a way up. See, because all these... Oh no, don't go off. Don't... That explodes. Don't want it to explode. I don't remember which color does which, but one of them explodes in poison, and one will literally send you flying off the mountain. And I don't want either. But one more than the other. Come on. Here we go. This seems good. Alright, let's move on to Röki, to the best game we played this year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And I guess we're technically still playing that one this year. Let's see, when does this video go out? Yeah, I still have one more episode that's going to come out. With all the extra hard boss fights that they added to the game. Okay, yeah, my first note that I wrote for Expedition 33 is fucking beautiful. It's crazy. Like, I didn't realize just, like, they made that game for $10 million, I think? Just eat a cookie. Yeah, the cookies have multiple uses. It's essentially an indie game that feels like... I mean, it can throw punches with AAA games. It's incredible. Look at all the awards that it won this year, and it deserves all of them. Though it did get some criticism for use of AI. I don't want to get into that too much here, but I think the way that they did it is fine. Like, none of the final product that is the game is AI generated. And when you think about the development of the game, which was mostly in 2022, AI wasn't really a thing. It kind of seemed that like they just experimented with it, didn't like it, but just like kept it around for a little bit and then replaced everything. Though apparently some of those assets made it into the final product for like 5 days, and then they took it back out because they realized they had missed it. Ah, come on. So, personally, I don't see anything worth disqualifying it over, so I don't know. That's just my input on it. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this game that hasn't already been said. It's incredible. It's the best turn-based game I've ever played. It actually made me like turn-based gameplay. Like, my only experience with turn-based stuff is the original Paper Marios, which eventually moved away from that stuff, which, what they replaced it with was interesting. They had that weird ring-based combat system. Ooh, what are these? Scorch berries. You can eat these and they burn you a little. Will that make it explode? Oh, yep. Oh, man, okay. Yeah, imagine if that was you. Also, trigger warning if you're scared of heights. Looks like Santa got shot down over here with all the presents around. It's very funny. Apparently the story for this game is that planes keep crashing on this island. Actually, there's one feature in this game that we aren't going to see. That's also kind of... Oh, no, come on. Get up. There we go. If you climb too far ahead of your friends and leave them behind, you will spawn the Scoutmaster on yourself, who is a big scary skeleton who will grab you and throw you back down the mountain as punishment. Potentially just killing you. Seems a bit irrational, but you should be a better friend. I have summoned him on myself several times while playing with friends. I am the person the Scoutmaster was designed for. But also, the first time we played, and we had no idea he was a thing, I was just climbing the mountain ahead, and I saw a very skeletal figure just fall past me in the distance. And thought to myself, what the hell was that? So I guess the game's still a little spooky. Man, okay, Clair Obscur. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's perfect. It's the best game we played this year. We as in everyone. Everyone who played Clair Obscur played the best game this year. How do we get up? Maybe over here. I think this is one of the ones where I didn't write notes for it until like a few minutes before I started recording. But yeah, the DLC has been really delightful. It's been maybe a little lackluster, but then again, I made myself a pretty powerful build, so I've been destroying pretty much everything. I guess spoiler alerts for the episode coming out on Saturday, but the final boss for the DLC wasn't really as hard as I was worried for, or worried about. But the bosses that they added to the Endless Tower absolutely are. I still haven't finished them as of recording, so tune back in on Saturday to see if I did it or not. Let's see what this got for us. Any good magic item? Ooh, Fairy Lantern. This one gives you sort of healing over time effect, where you activate it, the light turns on, and it just sort of lightly heals you. Heals you and anybody around you, so again, a really good item if you stay near your friends when you play. Oh, hell yeah. There's a game mechanic where if you get 6 balloons, you can fly. And we technically could have 6 now. But it's generally not a safe thing to do. I could drink the milk and save myself if I start falling. But I want to keep Bing Bong. Bing Bong, should I do it? Alright, Ping Pong. I trust you. I'm sorry, balloons. I'm just gonna wear you. Activate this. What do we have to cook? Didn't cook our milk. It just makes it last longer. Actually, what do we have? Ugh, Alpine. It's a big, scary ice mountain with a lot of spikes. That is way more spikes than it usually has. That's terrifying. Nope, those got cooked. This needs to be cooked. Just cook this hot dog. Yum. Extra backpack for any friends. Another berry. Let me just get a drink of water before we keep climbing. Yeah, for a game that I loved with Clair Obscur, I feel like I don't have a lot to say about it right now because you probably played it. It's amazing. I highly recommend it if you haven't. Don't watch my playthrough if you haven't already and want to play it because it's full of spoilers. Oh, these balloons are making me really light. I don't actually use balloons that often. I just keep them in my backpack for the weight decrease. This is kind of fun. Until they pop in the middle of a jump, probably. Oh, there's another mechanic out here to worry about. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. Or very shortly. But yeah, if you haven't played Expedition 33, even if you've watched the playthrough, play it yourself because it feels just amazing to play. And I do recommend trying to get good at the parry system because it is the most satisfying thing. Especially in the Endless Tower. Oh, I think my balloons popped. Yep. Some of those bosses in the Endless Tower, if you get good at parrying them, it feels incredible. But I'll include some of that on my video on Saturday. Yep, here it is. Strong winds. You just gotta hide from them. Because if you don't... There it is. Some cold begins filling your stamina bar. So if you have ways of staying warm, you can actually prevent it, like lanterns. There's heat packs around here somewhere. You could eat one of those scorch berries. The other version of this biome that you could get, you either get the Icy Mountain with Alpine, or you get Mesa, which is like a desert map. And that has the opposite effect, where instead of getting cold, you get really hot. So for this one, you have to avoid the ice storms. And that one, if you're not in the shade during the daytime, you are burning. Also, these music cues are fantastic. Just makes it feel so magical. Ah, it's storming again. Also, for the winter event, there's these snow piles around with snowballs that you can throw at your friends and make them fall off of edges. It's very fun. I do recommend it. I'm not a very good person to play this with. I'm realizing now. Alright. I don't want to harp on Clair Obscur too much. You already know it's amazing. And I'm just going to keep saying it's amazing. Oh god. Squeeze. No, wait. Get your stamina back. Please? Oh no. Alright. Well, okay, not that way. Maybe this way. Let me just scroll down my notes here. Okay, so we technically played this at the same time as Clair Obscur, but we played the second Duck Detective game. And now here's the test where I try to remember if I know what the subtitle of it was. The Secret Salami was the first one. Ghost of Glamping, that was it. Ghost of Glamping. What the hell's that? Ooh, I think that's a healing mushroom. Yeah, remedy fungus. You'll just sort of find those growing randomly on cliff faces. Can I grab it? Oh, probably not. Ah. Here. You wait there. I kind of just want to show this off. Yeah, if you find yourself really damaged, you just throw it at the ground, and it's a nice healing mist. Perfect for throwing at your friends who are injured. I don't know if cooking makes it more powerful. I bet it does. Not tried that. Then we got this, the shelf fungus. Yep. Grab. This one's pretty useful, actually. I'm not going to use it properly right now, but you just sort of take it, throw it at a wall, platform. Let's go into hiding. Here, I'll be safe down here. Just drink some of my coffee. But yeah, Duck Detective. There's kind of not a whole lot to say about it, other than I guess they just nailed it. Like, the first one was already really fun. The second one was more of the same. It was also more fun. They polished up the UI and the mechanics, so it's easier to play. In terms of, like, puzzle games like this, like that one... Actually, did I put that somewhere good, actually? Ooh. Let's try this. Because at the same time I've been playing Duck Detective this year, I've also been playing the Golden Idol series, which is a similar sort of concept. Where you're presented with a mystery. Oh no, oh god, I'm in a bad place. Oh, get down, get down, get down. Damn storms. Yeah, let's not talk about Golden Idol too much, because if I'm honest, I kind of prefer Golden Idol over Duck Detective. So if you like that kind of game, and you haven't checked out the Golden Idol series yet, highly recommend. Instead of being presented with a scenario, you essentially get like a snapshot of a scene, and you have to piece everything together. Usually a murder. Not who's the ghost at the campsite. But yeah, once again, good cast of characters, funny performances. I think I prefer the cast in the first one more. I don't know if that's like nostalgia, or if I just enjoyed those characters more. But we did keep Freddy, who was the best one, so there's that. Oh man, are we even at the mountain yet? I feel like we're not even at the mountain yet. Oh god. Here, get between those trees. Actually, I think we're okay. I think we're inside the mountain. Alpine's a strange one, because all the others are sort of like cliff faces that you climb. Well, this one has sort of like a... I don't even know what the geographical term would be. It's not a fjord, because there's no water at the bottom. Ooh, grab the tree. Hey, that tree's not touching the ground properly. That's a crime. Are there remedy fungus over there? So this much more textured ice that you're seeing is actually incredibly cold. So you'll like increase your cold if you climb on it. But not this part. Let's just get up here. Oh! Uh-oh. Oh god. Where is it? I think it's this. There's a knapberry there. Oh god. Essentially when you eat a knapberry, it like knocks you unconscious completely. Like it just fills up your status bar with sleep. But in doing so, it cures any negative status effects you have. But you're gonna fall asleep, so... hopefully you don't slip off the side of the mountain. Oh god, where are we going? I don't know where we're going. This part doesn't seem very climbable. What were we talking about again? Duck Detective. Yeah, all I could say, like, this, I feel like there's not a whole lot to say about it. It's just like a fun little story that you have to piece together. It was pretty nice. I think I probably prefer the first one more. But, I mean, in most other games, I don't know, I guess because it is so narratively driven, it doesn't really matter that the gameplay isn't as fun. Because it's about, like, getting another mystery to solve, and that is fun. So I enjoyed it in that respect. Pretty solid game, with a pretty strong sequel hook. Maybe that one will be a jailbreak. Can't wait to see Freddy try to break us out of jail. Alright, where are we? Anything out here? Other than almost certain death if it starts storming. Yep, there it is. Let's get back inside. Okay, I think we're gonna go up this way. I'll maybe try to grab one of these berries. Delicious. Also hiding somewhere on this peak is a hot spring with capybaras. Don't know if we're going to be able to find them. Amazing if we do. But they are a godsend. Oh no, this is not... I'm not standing up. Why aren't I standing up? This looks so stand-onable. I'm committed. Come on. Oh, thank God. Oh, no. Here, get on this. Alright. Okay. Not terrible. Yeah, Duck Detective. Charming as always. Nice art. Good mystery. Although this one did stump me way more. I think I gave up on the story a little, or gave up on trying to solve the mystery a little too soon with this one. Because the previous game stumped me pretty hard by the end as well, but I did manage to figure it out. But this one I feel like I caved a bit too soon. So I do regret that. And you kind of can't undo that once you know the solution. Ooh. Rescue Claw. Oh, come on. Rescue Claw's a grappling hook. That could be really useful because we have absolutely no traversal tools. How many cookies do we have left? We got about half. Let's just munch them. And then... yeah, Bing Bong, you can ride in the backpack. Because I really want that grappling hook. This will really help us out in the final level, where I am no doubt going to embarrass myself. Man, I so loved that I didn't look up a whole lot about this game before I started playing it for the very first time. Because I still remember, like, when we finished the jungle for the first time, and then the alpines revealed themselves with all the spikes pointing out, I was like, oh man. This game's not messing around. Ah, okay, heat pack, that'll protect us from storms. And piton. It's a throwback to, well, real life. Pitons are a real life thing. But we had pitons in, what was that game? Gisant. I love Gisant. That's a game I keep thinking about too. That game was so fun to play. I kind of want to go back to it. And just like try to find all the collectibles and stuff. Oop, here's another one. Scout cannon. Oop. Okay, well, I picked up the scout cannon. As you could probably guess. Here. Put it somewhere safe, maybe. You can hop in and just fire yourself. I generally don't recommend using it, because it's a bit too chaotic. Munch these cookies while we're here. Already full on stamina, don't need the water. Actually. No, not me. Don't put me in, don't put me in. Ah, come on, get out of the cannon, man. How do I get out? I mean, out of the cannon. I want to shoot the water out of the cannon. Can't believe I'm about to go back in. I went back in! There we go. Fire the water. That's actually a pretty good way to test it. Huh. Should remember that for the future. But we're not going to do it in here because it is a tumble if we miss. Ah, crap. Oh no. Am I safe? Am I safe here? There's just a chain. There's just a useless chain here. And one up there. Oh, and further along. Okay. Where was that suitcase? Shell fungus? You never know. We'll go for that in a second. The orange ones here that sort of look like a utility case. Explorer's luggage usually have some of the best items in them. Okay, another rescue claw and some healing. Let's just use this one. I don't have room in my inventory, but I could still use it. Here, this looks safe. Oh god. It wasn't safe. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. That hurt. You had healing, right? Oops. Cool. Let's check out over here. You can also use it to grab your friends. Oh, God. Well, alright, bye. I panicked. I feel like where we were might have been better. Well, maybe up here. Should I have that grappling hook? How far to go? Down there, probably. What were we talking about again? Duck Detective. Yep. We said everything we need about Duck Detective. Let's see. And that was sort of in the middle of Clair Obscur. And then it was sort of the sea. The skateboarding version of Journey. I think I still probably prefer Journey more. Just because it's a much more relaxing game. There's no like fancy trick mechanics, which are really cool, but they don't really serve a purpose in the game. They're just sort of cool. Which, I mean, I guess that's what games are. Games are cool. But it's not like you have to, like, trick to impress a door or anything. You just sort of progress through the levels on a skateboard. Oh no, is this standable? Sure isn't. What about this? Oh no. Oh no! Ow. Okay. Heal up. Okay. Let's try over here, I guess. Don't miss. I mean, the trick system was cool and all. Like, doing the trick arenas was fun. But it feels like such a disconnect from the main, like, the core mechanics of the game, which is, like, just sort of progressing through the world. Like, Journey's fine without tricks. Journey didn't need tricks. And now that they're there, they're kind of not important. Sort of, kind of just proving the point. Oh no, we're really close to the edge of the map. Okay, well, let's try to recenter ourselves. Ooh. Maybe up there. This is a risk. Yes! Perfect. Move away from the fog wall. What else did I write about Sword of the Sea? Nice revisit to the Journey formula. Really shows why Journey was just such a fun game. But again, the trick mechanic was kind of just meh. But probably the coolest part about the game is after I finished recording that game, like literally after I finished the recording session, I found the achievement for beating the game in under 2 hours. So I just loaded it back up and just sped through the game. Because once you already know how to do it, and doing tricks isn't important, you just hit all the important areas, do all the stuff that you need to do. I think I blazed through it in like an hour and a half or something. And like, it was just really fun. Like, just controlling the character and surfing around was just really fun. So, I mean, I guess if you want to play a version of it where the tricks matter, you could just play like a Tony Hawk game. Because it's essentially the same, except you aren't going through a majestic mountain. Or getting to ride on a cool shark. Yeah, you gotta ride on a cool shark in that game. It's very funny seeing like the view count on some of my videos. Like that video got like okay views, but the one episode labeled Great White Shark got like way more than all the others. And also a few dislikes because I guess people were disappointed by the shark. Which, fair enough. Oh, another cure-all. That's nice. Another backpack, more berries, marshmallow. What do you have? Milk. I could have some fun with this, maybe. This next area, when it was first revealed to me, absolutely terrifying. I can't believe it. Big ol' volcano with ice at the top. Okay, it normally doesn't have ice. Oops, I think I overcooked this. It gets even scarier when you approach and see that it's just a giant field of lava. So we were just like, how the hell are you gonna climb up there? And then we noticed a little temple at the bottom that you need to reach. So this one's like still technically a climbing challenge, but it's horizontal rather than vertical. Here, we'll drink this so we can get down faster. Makes you immune to damage, so you can just fall. Hopefully not into the lava, though. That would be bad. I'm about to hit the lava. Ow! Okay, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. This would be a terrible end to the game. Oh, you ridiculous man. At least we lived. Perfect. Again with the cool music. But yeah, let's see. Did I write anything else about Sword of the Sea? Yeah, the speedrun at the end was amazing. It was just a really solid game. I feel like it doesn't have the same impact as Journey, but it's hard to say if that's just because like Journey was the first one. Grab. But also, Journey's like crazy old at this point. I mean, not really, but like, when did that game come out? Like 2013, I think? I mean, how many of the young people these days have even played Journey? Like, that used to be a game that everybody talked about. And now, like, it's old. There's probably a lot of people who've never played it. And if you're one of those people, go check it out. It's pretty awesome. Alright, after Sword of the Sea, it was South of Midnight. And congrats to that game. It also won something at the VGAs. Which was kind of surprising. Not because it's bad or anything, but I just didn't know it was nominated. I believe it was the Games for Impact Award, which, as far as awards go, is pretty ill-defined of what that means. I guess that's just their way of, like, trying to say games are art. So these are the games that we thought were most art. The games that were really about something. Come on, is this safe? Yeah. It was also just to see... Ooh, chain launcher. That's a good one. Oh man, I have to leave something behind for that. Gonna say we don't need the milk. Goodbye, milk. It'll be fine. Chain launcher. Again, we're not abandoning Bing Bong. But yeah, so congrats to South of Midnight. Fantastic that it won. It really was a fun game. The combat was maybe a little repetitive. It got pretty uninteresting pretty quickly, which is why there's not a whole lot of the combat in my playthrough video. I just sort of cut it all out. Because there's really only so many times you can watch the same, like, 6 or 7 enemies doing the same stuff over and over again. And Hazel's combat is not particularly interesting. Like, you kind of just learn all the spells you're going to learn pretty quickly. and then it's just sort of static throughout the rest of the game. Like, any upgrades to it isn't like adding new combos or anything like that. It's just, here's more damage. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the lava goes up. The lava goes up, and it'll get hot in here. We'll be safe, I hope. We're not that safe. Oh no. Okay, well, let's see who lasts longer, the lava or me. Do I have anything to cool myself down? I do not. Well, we'll drink a cure-all if we need to. And the platform we wanted to go to is now on fire. This has gone bad. We'll just wait for it to pass. Like rain. Cool. Still looks a little toasty, though. Come on. Should probably wait for my heat to dissipate. That's where we're headed. Yark. A lot of risky jumps in this level. A lot of strategic falling. Oh no, I need to get that stamina back. Come on, stop being so hot. The lava's coming up. Come on. Come on. Okay, we're good. Alright, what else did I write about South of Midnight? I kind of played it for similar reasons that we played Röki, in that it was going to be sort of an exploration of like of a certain folklore mythology, specifically about the South. I looked it up during the playthrough and a bit after, but all of the folklore stuff in that game is a mix of like just all the different southern states, like Georgia, Florida, Louisiana. I thought it was just going to be Louisiana at first because of the New Orleans influences, but no, that's kind of all over. Like the big gators from Florida. And the obvious New Orleans references. I kind of forgot about this for a second, but I really need to call this out. But this game does not hold back on its subject matter. Oh my god. Like, to me going in, I was like, there is some potential here to touch on some very sensitive, important topics. Is the game gonna do it? Are they gonna? Because games kind of aren't really there yet. Games really don't like touching subject matter like this game does. Or when it does, it's made very video gamey, very like video game mechanic-y. I don't know. I feel like I've never played a game that's really like touched on this subject matter like South of Midnight did. Whew, made it through. And our reward is a ton of suitcases, including this very good one. No, never mind. It's not that good. What about our last magic item? Anti-rope spool. See, normally the rope spools go down. Anti-rope spool goes up. What do we abandon? Okay, let's see what else we have. No. Cure-all covers that. I'll just munch this while we're here. Munch. What about you? Well, okay, I wish I found this stove sooner. Could have cooked some of the things I ate. I mean, it's kind of helpful that we didn't find anything that useful here. Actually, I think we'll leave this behind. And we'll take our rope. Because that gives like a little bit of healing, but the cure-all probably going to be our best healing item in there. Now we board the volcano. Also, we're nearing the end and we still have a few more games to talk about. So South of Midnight, the gameplay was fine. It was serviceable. It wasn't that fun, I guess, but the story and the topics it covers, it does pretty well. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a game as bold in what it wants to talk about than that. Like, Clair Obscur is a very mature game that kind of wants to tackle grief in a very serious, real way. And even like the endings for the game are also like there's no happy ending to grief. Grief is just a bad thing. Nobody wants grief, but it's a reality. But I feel like even that doesn't compare to the topic of slavery that South of Midnight throws into its game. Man. Wow, yeah, just thinking, I just really appreciate just how it just really went for it. We really need more games that just go for it like that. The only other game I could think of that really handled sensitive subject matter like that is that Dragon Cancer from, I want to say 2011, quite a while ago. I won't tell you much about that one other than I really recommend checking that one out and be ready to bawl your eyes out. But alright, moving on from South of Midnight with Little Nightmares 3. Good, I can like smack talk a game now. Oh, Little Nightmares 3. Here's our final climbing challenge, by the way. We gotta get up the volcano. Instead of climbing the outside of a cliff, we are inside a volcano. Got a lot of rocks to use though, so this doesn't look too bad. Just board the walls here. Come on. Perfect. I don't know why, I just hate starting this map. The jump from this platform to any of these rocks to the wall is the most nerve-wracking in the entire freaking game. But we made it, so we're basically at the top now. We just have to like literally just get there. Also, there's still presents in here. Which means there might be a plane at the bottom? Who knows? Alright, Little Nightmares 3. Ugh. That is a game that just did the bare minimum, it felt like. It knew what it needed to be and did nothing more. Literally both of the games that came out before it are better. Both of them are more memorable. All of them have at least one monster that I really loved. It was really memorable, like the teacher from the second one and the chefs from the first one. Those are some of my favorite monsters. I'm trying to see if I can even remember what they are in the third one. Is the big baby in the first level. I think she's just a receptionist or the assistant in the second world at the factory. Third one was all like the puppets at first, and then it became the marionette guy. Is marionette the right word? No, ventriloquist. Where's that present I saw? I swear I saw a present in here. I might be way above it. Yeah, I am. We're fine, whatever. And the final monster was that therapist, scientist guy. He was fine. I think I maybe like the ventriloquist the most, but he doesn't appear until the end of the level, so he's not that memorable. Okay, where are we going from here? Oh, it's probably better to climb up there. I can probably work my way back down and around. It's also right there. I think we can make that. We'll get a little... There's some spicy rocks here. Much like the icy rocks, those will give you heat. So, don't spend too much time by them. I think when you first start playing, you're absolutely terrified of those, but once you sort of, like, learn how fast they burn you, you'll be fine. Music cue, music cue. Ooh. Okay. I was hoping this reached the other wall. Oh no. Where do we go? Where do we go? There, maybe? I can't jump that. I think we might want to go across here. Oh, fuck it. Go for it. Oh, God! Oh. Alright. Wasn't as much damage as I was worried about. Okay, can't stay here too long. It's really hot. Oh, I think we're going to have to climb on the spicy rock. Bold of us. This is what milk is good for. Not as standable as I was hoping it would be. Okay, we're good. Now we're near another spicy rock. Damn it. I was hoping we could heal. But yeah, Little Nightmares 3. Yeah, what are my notes? Yeah, previous ones are better. Monsters weren't that cool. But I did some research. I forget if I did it during or after. But, ooh, yes. There were a bunch of costumes that we unlocked for our characters. And I couldn't recognize most of them. Because some of them were monsters from the previous games, and others were sort of unknowns to me. So I was a little curious about those, just to like look up to try and figure out which monsters they were. Some of them were monsters from... what's the word? There's a word for it. I can't remember what it is, but they did some comics for Little Nightmares and like some audio dramas, and apparently those characters are from those. Which, if you've only played the games, you're gonna have no idea who they are. Just like me. But there's like some really expansive lore to this game that is just not in the game. Like apparently the entire world that the games take place in is like the nightmare world or something like that. Been damaged? This is welcome. There's like a character called the Ferryman or something that like takes the children into the dream world, and I think that was one of the skins. But I can't even remember if he's been like depicted in the comics or something. I think even the therapist, the final boss of the game, is also in the comics, or at least the audio drama that follows like other children. In the very least, none of the characters that we play as are in the comics, or were in the comics before the game came out, so we're not technically missing anything for them. But one of the bosses is, so I don't know. I imagine if you follow the lore, that was a pretty big moment, but if you're like me and had no idea, it was, not underwhelming, but like, it just didn't hit as hard as I think they probably thought it would. And I don't think that's a great way to do storytelling in like your main game, or in like your main story. Because let's be real, like the Little Nightmares games are like the main story. Those should always make sense and shouldn't reference the extra media, because not everybody's gonna play that stuff, because I didn't know there was an audio drama series. But yeah, it gave me what I wanted, but ultimately kind of let down that it wasn't more than I wanted, which it should have been. Oh, that would be a dangerous use in here. What about you? Sports drink. Why not? We're already full. This looks like a pretty good way up. Perfect. But then we saved Halloween and played the Midnight Walk, which wasn't quite as scary. It was just sort of like Tim Burton scary, where it's just sort of fun and whimsical. But I way preferred the Midnight Walk, which also won an award at the VGAs. It won for Best VR Game. I was watching them list out the nominees, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool if Midnight Walk was nominated, and then it was. And then it won, which it deserves, because it's fantastic. Also, one of the best games I played this year. And I may have to look because I have a VR headset, but I don't know if the Midnight Walk is on there. And if it is, I might try it, because the environments, there's like a vibe to VR games. Like, because like all the processing power happens in the headset itself, everything kind of needs to be a little simpler. Like the spaces need to be smaller and contained, and the way that you navigate them is more limited. You can really feel it in the inside of Housey, which is an environment that feels specifically made for VR. It's all like these little impressive details that are just fun to look at. It's a game that's just really fun to look at. And I imagine it would be more fun to look at in VR, but... Are we in a dead end? This is not. This is just a wall. Where do we go from here? Maybe around? Huh. I suppose we could use one of our tools now. The chain launcher. Just cheat. Now we can just climb our way up. I feel like that's going to skip so much. And I still have more games to talk about. Oh, that takes us really close to the top. We have to go through this quickly, I guess. But yeah, the Midnight Walk. Just incredible visuals. I would love to play it in VR. The Moonbird just getting all up in your face. Just exploring Housey. Just... Is it one of the... It might be the best VR game I've played. That I haven't even played in VR. So if you have played in VR, let me know, because it looks cool as hell. But even just playing it the way I did on PlayStation normally... Oh, come on. Was still very worth it. Really beautiful. So fun. And sort of similar to Immortals of Aveum. The metaphor that it's like weaving throughout the entire game. It's just so flexible. Like magic in Avium can mean in reference so many different things. While the spark and the fire can also reference so many more things. But more like personal. Like... I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much of like my own personal reading, because for me the game it was a very personal experience. I sort of interpreted the fire and the spark. Hooray, we made it to the top, by the way. God, we still have to talk about Keeper. But I sort of saw the spark and the fire as sort of a representation of like a spark in a person's life that like keeps them going. As sort of like the fight against depression. I sort of saw the Midnight Walk itself as like a depressed state of mind in a way. And you kind of just have to keep going through that and keep that spark going, because that's the only thing that's going to keep you going, is you pushing yourself and holding on to that. And when you lose that, it can be harder to keep going. Oh, I'm starting to get a little choked up. I don't want... This is why I kind of don't want to talk about it too much, because I will get choked up and won't be able to speak. But yeah, just one up there is one of the most powerful games I played this year. I'm so glad I played it. I really did not expect the game to be that impactful. It really didn't need to, because it was already impressive on its own merits, but damn. What else did we play? Keeper. For a Double Fine game, maybe a little let down by it. It's definitely the best looking Double Fine game. It's absolutely incredible. We'll just slowly walk towards the peak. This is the end. But yeah, Keeper, absolutely beautiful. Again, it just felt like just a jaunt through the concept art for itself. The gameplay, maybe not the best. Thinking about some of their other stuff, like Psychonauts is definitely their best game. Another one of their games, I don't even know if anybody knows this game. Stacked, or Stacking, where you play as like a Matryoshka doll, and you like stack up inside of other dolls to gain new powers. Like, I think that's one of my favorites of their games. The mechanics of it are just so cool. So I may be a little disappointed the Keeper doesn't have that super cool mechanic to it. Like, the light only does so many things, but all the different body transformations are pretty cool. Okay, we're not going straight for the peak. We're going for the secret. It's the meaningless secret of peak. The gem. The strange gem that you can activate. And then deactivate. And that's about it. Bye. Actually, how far down can we see? I don't want to fall. Yeah, the volcano is down there somewhere. Let's just show off the rope while we can. Just sort of raise it up. Stick to the wall. Bang. Use that to climb anything. Hopefully you have somewhere to grab at the top. But yeah, I mean, I still loved Keeper. It was really beautiful, just a memorable game. Kind of wish the puzzles were a little bit better, but I don't know. Game can't kill it at everything. Yeah. And then Asterigos, the game we're playing now. I mean, I guess we're kind of ending on a bad note with Asterigos because I don't particularly like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I'm having a blast with it. It's kind of so bad that it's good. Like, none of the bosses have been challenging. The gameplay is... The combat's kind of okay, but none of the enemies are interesting. So, the cool combat system doesn't get the chance to be cool because none of the enemies are cool alongside it. But the writing is just sort of bad in a fun way that I'm kind of just roasting it for fun. And like, that's why I'm enjoying it so much. Like, normally I don't think about like the review that I'm gonna write at the end of a game until like I'm at the end of the game, because the game could still change my opinion. But I think I'm gonna write a whole piece about how, like, Asterigos might be the first campy game I've ever played. And I don't mean campy as in like flamboyant or over the top or anything like that. I mean like actual camp, like the original definition for it, where like it is trying to be a serious good game, but it's failing in such a funny way that it's kind of enjoyable for its badness in a way. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever played a game like this before. So it's keeping me so intrigued for that. Let's just use the rest of our rope. Why not? There you go. But yeah, we still have more Asterigos. I kind of wish it was pulling more from its subject matter of ancient Greek a little bit more. I'll talk about it more later, and I guess I'm going to talk about it again at next year's video. Let's get off this island. Off this island? Off this mountain? I guess it's technically an island. Where's our rescue? You can hear it. Where are you coming from? Yeah! I brought my own rope. No, it's not tall enough. Fine, I'll use your rope. Grab it, grab it. No, grab it. Yeah. Get in the helicopter. Come on, you can't leave without me. We've done it. This is where my friends would sit, if I brought any. But I didn't. Ooh, an hour 20, jeez. And here's our journey. No deaths, pretty good. There's also like a ton of badges you can get for like climbing accomplishments. I think that's all I want to say about Asterigos for now. We'll say more about it later. But Peak, I guess this game technically has credits here at the end. But yeah, Peak, probably my favorite co-op game of the year. Just the concept of just here's a mountain, climb it, it's very satisfying. I think they made this as like a quick game jam. Like they didn't expect this game to blow up the way that it did. And I'm kind of glad it did because they added like new biomes to it that make it more interesting to climb. Kind of wish we got either of them because the two that we did were just sort of the ones that they did at the start. Well, when the game originally launched. But they're still good. They're still very fun. But I like the other ones more. But yeah, I highly recommend this game. Play it with friends. It's got some interesting mods to make it more interesting as well. We played it unmodded here. I don't think I've ever actually sat through all the credits before. We usually skip these because I'm hanging out with friends. A collab between Landfall and Aggro Crab. Both studios have actually made some pretty great games. Check them out if you haven't. And we're back in the airport, ready to crash the next plane. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Whether you're a subscriber on the channel, if you've been here for a while, or joined this year, I feel like I should have started the video with that. Thank you so much if you've subscribed to the channel. We've gained like a lot of subscribers this year, which is so cool to me. Like, I mostly just do this as a hobby because I enjoy Let's Plays and always wanted to make my own. So the fact that there are people subscribing and watching, even if you aren't watching every single game, if you've just came for one, well, it was probably Crypt Custodian. Crypt Custodian kind of blew up this year, even though we played it last year. So if you came for that, thank you for joining. And if you've made it to the end of this, double thank you. You can hold that over all the other people who subscribed for Crypt Custodian. And maybe I'll revisit that game. It had a randomizer. I've been considering it. Anyway, thank you for anyone who subscribed. Thank you for all the likes. It's been an amazing year for games. We played some really great stuff this year. And some not so great stuff. Hopefully, it's all bangers next year. But we're starting with Asterigos, so maybe one stinker. Thank you again for watching, and yeah, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. I don't know how to end the video. Just hang out in the airport for a little bit. This game's got cosmetics. It's got a lot of cosmetics. A lot of outfits. Hats. Need to get the last one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next year, I hope you have a happy new year. No, wait, I should wave in front of the mirror. I should wave in front of the mirror. Ugh. Goodbye.